Without much further ado, please help me welcome on stage $20 million Circle member and Team Elite 12 years, Rayne Ho!
Ladies and gentlemen, $20 million Circle member and Team Elite 12 years, Rayne Ho!
Good morning. Good morning, Southeast Asia leaders. How are you feeling today? Some are fantastic, some are not so, right? Okay, I know that we have a lot of international leaders too, right, from outside Southeast Asia. Shall we give them a round of applause? I think not only today we have the Southeast Asia leaders, we have the international leaders over here in this room, right? This room is packed, right? Very packed. In fact, we know that outside this room there are thousands of people who are actually sitting on the carpet listening to all the seminars. And you're here so comfortable, right? Shall we give them a round of applause? I know it has been a long day, right? Are you tired? You know, I was quite worried because I was the last two speakers. You know, we started about 1:30, 2 o'clock, right? So now it's almost 6 o'clock. So I was quite worried when I get on stage, everyone of you will fall asleep. Were you? I hope you don't, huh? Right, at least you give me some support. Can you do it? My name is Rayne. Rayne is in R-A-Y-N-E, not R-A-I-N. I don't come from Korea. You know, today, this convention, we have more than 6,000 people, right? So I'm not sure, you know, some of you thought that the Korean Rayne come. That's why you come. So my name is R-A-Y-N-E, right? The Korean Rayne was imitation of me. Because I'm older than him. Right? I adopted this name earlier than him, right? That's why he's an imitation. Just joking lah. Huh? Well, I think it's good that you come over here because to learn from a Singapore Rayne. Because you know, if you buy a ticket to listen to the Korean Rayne, you only spend money. But you spend the ticket over here in this convention to listen to the Singapore Rayne, it helps you to make money. So would you prefer to make money or spend money? Well, after you make money, you also spend money, right? Well, it's always very challenging to be last, you know, one of the last speakers over here, right? In fact, this afternoon, my topic given to me was lead. Lead as in R-L-E-A-D here. Lead, right? Yes or no? So lead is a 4-letter words. So I want to split up this lead into 4-letter words. The first, big L, right, stand for? Some of you know, huh? Every one of you got love, right? So the first L, the big L, stand for? Love, right? In fact, I think a lot of us want to learn to become a good leader. You agree? Yes, no? Right, in whatever you do today, not only in MLM, not only in new skin. In fact, you know, every industry you are in, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to become a leader. Yes, no? Right, but in fact, you realize that in order for you to be an effective and good leader, I think you need to have a loving heart, right? Yes or no? I think the first thing that you need to love is to love yourself. You agree? Because you cannot give others what you do not have. Right? I think this is so important, but you realize that that is not true for everyone. Because many times you realize that we sabotage ourselves. So I always say that, in fact, you know, if you are not successful, sometimes, you know, it's self-sabotage. Yes or no? Some of you are quite angry. Not very happy now. Are you saying that I'm not successful because I self-sabotage myself? Indeed, today you look at a lot of actions that we do today, we self-sabotage ourselves. I'll give you an example today, right? Anyone who know that if you're consistent, right, if you smoked cigarettes for too long, it's not good for your health. Do you know that? Any one of you know that? All of you, right? Some of you don't know. No wonder you continue to smoke, right? So you realize that if you continue to do this action for a period of time, will you have good health? You know, right? But you're still consistently doing it. Isn't it self-sabotage? Right? So in fact, you realize that if you want to have good health, of course, right, you need to do the right actions. If you want to become successful in this business, of course, you need to do the right action too, right? So the first person, I think the most important thing, you got to love yourself. A lot of speakers before me talk about helping people, right? So this is the business of helping people. So in fact, not only love yourself, I think the next thing is that you got to love people. But loving people is not good enough, right? You got to love to help people. Because the nature of this compensation plan, right, is such that only when you help enough people, you help yourself. You know why it's so difficult to do this business? I know some of you know, you say that new skin is not easy. This is not an easy business. Right, let me tell you why is this not easy. Because our habit, if you are working for some years, or if you have been starting right from primary school to secondary school to high school to university, we are trained to become selfish. We are trained to take care of ourselves. We never think like, we want to help other people in order for us to become successful. Just like in your job today, right? If you want to climb up to general manager, there could be a lot of general managers today. In order for you to go up, you got to step on other people. Yes, no? In a school, there's only one person that is number one. Yeah? In order for you to become number one, you have to kill everyone. So for all this year, right from primary school, so I would suggest to those of you, right, if your children is just about to go to school, don't send them to school. You know why? Because you pollute them, right? Because right from you enter into primary school, you start to get selfish. Why? Because we are competing with so many people to become number one. You agree? So from primary one to secondary school, right? Then after it, high school, university, so you have certain mindset. You only think of yourself. When you go to the workplace, it's the same thing. You work for people, right? You want to get promoted, there's only one position. So what do? You got to kill them. But when someone tell you, you come to New Skin, come to this business, you got to help more people. I think most of you the same thing. When I first get to know about this business model, someone told me this is the business about people helping people. I was just like you, sitting down there, I was thinking, bullshit. Don't laugh. I know you think like me. All those people on the stage, they talk so big, right? This is how great the business, so noble, helping people. Actually, they want to make money only. You think I don't know me? I was just like you, right? So when I first started the business, right, I do not have the noble vision of like trying to help other people. Honestly, I was just like you. I want to make money. I want to make a living. And I heard that from this platform, a lot of people can become a millionaire. And I want to become a millionaire. When I first started the business, I was 29 years old. Right? If you are 29 years old and if you are not ambitious, something is wrong. So it's nothing wrong for you to have a millionaire dreams. It's nothing wrong for you to dream to become successful. Agree? Yes or no? Right? There's a saying called, love what you do. Do what you love. You heard about this statement before? I think many of you heard about this thing, right? But this statement could be misleading, depending on the choice that you make. Because if you make the wrong choice, you have different destiny. My definition of destiny and life, right, is a summation of choices that you make in this life. It sounds very cheap, right? Some people say that I don't have good life. Right? Some people say that I don't have good faith, good destiny. In fact, you realize if you look at today, right, the destiny and the situation you are in today is because of the choices that you make accumulated over years. How many of you agree? Only some agree. Right? I know here there are some of the, well, we have two sexes over here. We have men and women, right? Yes or no? Right? So I know that some of you who are married women, can you put up your hands? Married women? Quite many, right? I know some of you who are here, right? I'm not sure whether your spouse is here, right? Some of you may be thinking, some of you got married like 10 years ago. Some of you married was 20 years ago. You may be thinking, if I did not marry this guy, 10 years ago. Right? I married the other one. Don't laugh. I know some of you are thinking, and you are still bearing grudges until today. Right? And some of you are still daydreaming. Right? If I did not marry this guy, I married the other guy. My life will be different today. I don't have to do new skin anymore. Any one of you think like that, please put up your hands. You still dare to put up your hands? I think the husband is not here. But don't forget, we have live recording. Well, sometimes the choice of spouse, right, affect the life, right? Choices of career, choices of business, affect your destiny, true? Yes or no? Right, we talk about love what you do. Why I love this business, why I love MLM so much. I was just like every one of you, right? When I was born, my mom looked at me, a newborn baby. There's a cuckoo bird. You know what's cuckoo bird, right? Cuckoo bird means boy. Only boy have bird, right? So other than that, you realize that we are all the same. Some are black, some are white, some are brown. Agree? Right? When my mom gave birth to me and looked at this baby, I was looking at it. Wow. This guy is going to be a great MLM leader. You think my mom know about that? She doesn't know, right? So we're just like you. Today, you are a professional accountant. You could be a professional lawyer. You could be a professional doctor, medical doctor. It's by choice. Right? Many people ask me, right? Rayne, I can't speak like you. For some of you are very close to me, right? In fact, I don't like to speak. If given a choice, I wouldn't speak today. Just say I have no choice. Because my paymaster asked me to speak. You know who is my paymaster? So I have to speak. So it's not that I'm naturally... Not because I love to speak. It's not because I'm a good speaker. Right? Because all these skills I pick up along the way. If you have been a doctor for 10 or 20 years, can you be a good doctor? Yes or no? If you have been a business in accountant for 10 or 20 years, can you be a good accountant? You are trained to become one. You are not born to become one. Right? It cannot be like your mom gave birth, oh, this is going to be a top accountant. All right? It's along the years you realize that you make choices. How many of you agree with me? Some of you still do not agree. Right? But indeed, you realize that whether you like it or not, the choices that we make affect our life. Yes or no? Right? If you ask me, right, why I chose this business. I'm not born to do this business, but only two reasons. Right? There are only two reasons why I do this business. Because after my first career was in insurance, I was from financial industry. When I get to know, right, that there are in this world, there are only two types of people. Right? Black or white. No lah. Two types of people mean that, right, the first group of people are builders. Whatever industry or jobs that you do today, right, if you are making a living or income, you are builders for this industry. The second group of people is called consumers. Right? Consumers spend money. Builders make money. So if you are an accountant, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, it doesn't really matter. You are just building the industry. You are just building a career. You are just building the profession. You got it? But some industry pay more. Some industry pay less. Right? So the choices that you make along the years, you realize that you will determine your destiny. So later I'm going to explain to you why I chose MLM. It's not that I got nothing better to do. That is not true. I have a lot of options. But I realized a lot of industry, right? Most of the compensation plan, it goes back to zero. What does it mean? Right? I think most of you who are working after you graduate from school, you're prepared to work for like 30 years or 20 years. No, not possible 20 years anymore. Singapore hyperinflation today. You got to work for 40 years after you graduate. So when I talk to people about New Skin, this is like a 10 years plan. They were like, too long. This is too long. But after you graduate from school, you are 23 years old, you prepare to work until 60 years old when you retire. That is not long. Something is very wrong with you. You know why most of the time we are not successful? We work in the wrong plan. Right? You work in a plan that whereby you realize that it goes back to zero all the time. Right? When you start work after you graduate from school, many of us have experienced as you do better, and if you pick up the skills in your trade, what happens is that the company will pay you more. So you have enjoy an income curve of going up and going up, but you fall sick for 1 year. Or you took a maternity leave for 1 year, your income starts to drop. Whether you like it or not, you can just climb all the way. Oh, we have a lot of corporate people over here, sorry. Just close your ears. Because Antonia, I know that has been working for New Skin for 20 years, right? The more she listens, the more she will regret. So no matter how good you are, right, we have a lot of good corporate people today. The top management people are attracted to New Skin. No matter how good you are, by the time you retire, you get nothing. Antonia, you want to change your mind again? No matter how good you are, when you need it the most, you realize that you don't have it anymore. By the time you realize you're reaching 60, 70 years old, you are getting less productive. But you realize that the job and the career and the industry don't pay you anymore. You agree? Right? The reason why I get involved in MLM, because I understand the first thing, residual. You know what is residual? Residual means that you work for a period of time, you still get residual benefit or income along the years until you die. Right? After you die, your next generation continue to take the benefit. That is called residual. In case if you do not understand, right? Right? You listen to albums and sing the songs, right? Do you? Yes or no? Just like what the top singers do, right? They record once, they receive the royalties for many times. So that is called residual. I was not good at singing. I wanted to be one, but unfortunately I cannot sing. Right? I was not a good writer. I cannot write good books. That's why I gave up all these good ideas. I cannot be a good actor. Right? I'm not as good looking as Andy Lau. Right? You realize that sometimes we want to be like them, but we are not talented. You agree? Right? When I get to know about multi-level marketing business, whereby you realize that you just need to work hard for a period of time, but you enjoy the residual benefit for the rest of the time, I think this is interesting. Yes or no? But residual is not good enough, because when residual dropping income, meaning that you get 10,000, second year residual 5,000, right? Third year residual 3,000, that is called residual reducing income. Don't laugh. I was in insurance. Right? Insurance, you get paid commission for a couple of years. You get paid for 5 years and 10 years, but unfortunately you realize that, right, it's residual, what I mean by it's residual reducing income. But in this business you realize, what is more exciting when residual combined with compounding? That becomes very interesting. Right? During my early days, my first career was from financial industry. I get to know about this smart guy called Albert Einstein. You know about him? Oh, you know him? Can you introduce me? We know him because he's famous. He's probably one of the smartest guys in the world, right? He did mention about one statement that hit my life and changed my life forever. He mentioned that the greatest discovery of the last century was the discovery of compound interest. That means the greatest discovery of 20th century was the discovery of compound interest. Every one of us, we wanted to invest money. We want to compound our investment over time. Yes or no? In fact, many financial instruments and products were being created through, understanding about compound interest. But let me ask you one very simple question. Very, very simple question. Sometimes you realize that success is just too simple for you to understand. Right? We have the biggest asset today. Sometimes you realize that when we make money, you want to invest money. You want to compound your capital. Agree? Have you ever thought of compounding your time? One more very sharp question to your heart. Is time more important or money more important? Some people say times equals to money. Right? Let me tell you, time is not equal to money. Time is many times greater than money. Why? Because if you lose $1 million today, if you can live up to 500 years, you can make back $2 million. But unfortunately, you cannot live up to 500 years. Agree? Most of the time, we are thinking about how do we compound our investment and capital. Hardly we think about how do we invest wisely on time allocation. Wow, this is getting very cheap, you know. Very profound, right? We talk about financial planning today, right? Financial planning has been booming, but you hardly talk about life planning. You hardly think about taking about 1 or 2 days off, thinking about your future. So I was not born to MLM, but I know that this could be a very good vehicle to achieve my dreams. With residual and compounding add up together, if I cannot become successful, something wrong with me. Agree? Because this vehicle is working for me. For most of the time we are working, the vehicle is working against us. As you grow older, you realize sometimes you are made redundant. You got retrenched when the economy is not doing well. So with these two things in mind, residual concept and the compounding effect, I jump into this industry. But many people talk about MLM. There are a lot of negativity in this industry. Why? Because they are not so regulated. So the next question, some people ask me, why New Skin? There are so many MLM companies around. Very simple analogy I want to give to you. If you buy insurance policy, right? How many of you actually bought insurance policy? Don't worry, just put up your hands. I don't sell insurance anymore. At least not today, huh? No, this is not going to be for the rest of my life. I'm not going to sell insurance policy anymore. But I will say that most people buy insurance policy today. Agree? So when you buy an insurance policy, what do? You pay money every month. Right? What do you hope? Hope you will die one day. Of course, you will die one day. All the people who buy insurance is hope that something that happened to them, they got one lump sum money. But too bad, when you have one lump sum money, it's not yours anymore. But still many people do it, right? Yes or no? The reason why we buy insurance, first for protection. Second is for investment and savings. We hope that after we accumulate for 10, 20, 30 years, we get one lump sum money back. So if you buy a 30-year saving plan, right, diligently you put aside $500 or $1,000 per month. On the 29 years, the insurance company collapsed. What happened? All your efforts gone. You could be getting the benefits on the 30th year and you're getting probably the dividends every year, right? That's what the insurance company promised you. But unfortunately, because due to unforeseen circumstances, the insurance company collapsed. I'm not saying the insurance company will collapse. I'm just saying that, because financial industry are more regulated, but does not mean that you will not collapse. You know what happened to MLM business? There are just too many MLM companies to not deliver. The reason why I chose New Skin, not because I'm a beautician, not because I'm a health practitioner, not because I'm a doctor, no. The reason why I chose this New Skin platform, because I know this company has a proven track record to deliver over time. That is all. I just want to make sure when I put in effort for 3 years or 5 years, I get for life. That's all. So how do you tell? I look at the track records. I look at all the countries they were expanded to. Right? I look at the life of these people. Sometimes a lot of people worry about getting involved in MLM. I was from Malaysia. Right? Malaysia is the direct selling king. Huge volumes of MLM business. But I was never interested because you know why? I saw a lot of people, MLM people, they're doing it for so many years, but they're riding a motorbike. And they tell you that I'm doing MLM for 15 years, riding a motorbike. Sorry, I'm not looking down on, I never look down on people, because people will change. Even though today they are riding a motorbike, one day they will be driving a Mercedes, right? Yes or no? But the reason why I am not attracted, because I do not want to get involved in a business for 15 years, I'm still riding a motorbike. For your information, right? I don't have a license for motorbike. I don't have a license for cars also. So I'm not interested in car at all. But I'm looking at his destiny. This is not something I want to repeat. That is all. But when I look in New Skin, I realize a lot of countries they go to consistently, they are the top 3 companies in that industry. I know. Right? If I'm the one helping the company to grow, I'm going to change my life. Agree? I don't have to be a scientist to know about how good the product is. I outsource to the company that is trustworthy. I don't have to worry what are the future products going to be. I know for sure it's going to be the best product in the market. Yes or no? If you are doing a business, you still have to worry. You still have to worry this and that. That is too tough. You agree? The reason why I chose New Skin, I want to be sure if I put in effort for the next 3 to 5 or 10 years, I get it for lifetime. Even to the next life. That's the reason why I chose New Skin. So we talk about love what you do what you love, right? So when you know that this is a company that can be trustworthy, just like your spouse and the other half, will you love him or her? Yes or no? It's the same thing. A lot of people who did not do well in this business and they want to become a leader, but unfortunately you realize that, do you really love the company? Is New Skin your company? Or other people's company? Or when it only good times, you realize it is your company. When bad times, you realize it's bad things about the company. For me, I know for sure, as long as you continue to get engaged in the business, you will become successful. Some are fast, some are slow. Talking about Andy Lau's story, not ending yet. When I was 20 years old, Andy Lau was 9 years older than me. Right, I checked all his biodata. Right? 11 years older than me. So when I'm 20 years old, he's 31 years old. I envy him. Wow, handsome, good looking, good career, charismatic, everybody loves him. Yes or no? So when I was 30 years old, he's become 41 years old. I envy him also. Right, but the time I started to do New Skin. After 1 year. I envy him, right? I realized that this is really so good, right? When I'm 40 years old this year, he became 51 years old. I still envy him, but the degree has dropped tremendously. Because I realized that after 10 years in the business, I'm becoming more and more successful also. So I realized that, he's not that rich, not untouchable anymore. 10 years later, when I'm 50 years old, he's going to be 61 years old. I know I will still envy him a bit. Not so much anymore. Right? Maybe he start to envy me. When I'm 60 years old, that means 20 years from now, he's going to be 71 years old. You want to look at how Andy Lau will look at the age of 71? Nobody will be interested to go for his concert. But let me tell you, 20 years from now, when I'm 60 years old, right? Our event and convention could be 100,000 people. 20 years from now, I could be $100 million circle of members. He's 71 years old. By the time, he will probably envy me. So a lot of actors and movie stars, the people you realize that, you are so jealous and envy about, don't worry. As long as you do New Skin business, you will surpass them. One day, right? It's always when we were young, we always look up to the stars. Wow, we want to be like them. But in New Skin, you can be a star. And the difference over here in our career, you realize that you are just like building a legacy. As you grow older, you are like an antique, You grow older, you become more valuable. You are just like wine. As you grow older, you become more valuable. If you are a movie star, You're like tiger beer. You know beer? Then after it fizzes off. No more value. Right? So you realize that all the people who chose to get involved in this business are really wise people. We are not smart, but we are wise. The second letter, E. E stands for, to be a good leader, you got to set example. Right? Yes or no? People follow you not because of who you are. People follow you because of what you are. It's not what you talk about, it's people observing what you actually do. There's this word called monkey see, monkey do, right? We are like monkeys. No different. Right? If you want to do well in this business, it's the same thing. Whatever being preached by your uplines and your team, whatever education it can be. Right? As long as the right education to help you in the business. If you follow, you become successful. But as a leader, it's very important what you do. Because your people will be looking at you. Yes or no? This is what I call, monkey see, monkey do. If you're not doing the right thing, right, they will follow doing the not so right thing. Right? If you're doing the right thing, you don't have to worry. You realize that the right results will come as the time goes by. Right? Is that simple? It's not easy. Because to live by example is really not easy. Yes or no? But let me ask you one very simple question. If you can't even right, lead yourself, who else can you lead? You always want to become a good leader. But unfortunately, you realize that the first person you should lead is yourself. We say that I'm a leader. I want to lead how many people. Sorry. How I look at the leader is not how many people they have in their team and organization. Right? It's what they do as a leader. You may be having a small team today, but if you do the right things, one day you have a big group. You could have a big group today, you realize that, but you are not a good leader, your group will drop, become small, shrink. This is all about leadership. You got to lead by example. The third letter, A. A stands for action. Yeah? How many of you do not know that, in order for you to have result, you must have action? How many of you don't know? All of you know, right? But people ask, what kind of actions, in order for me to become successful? Of course, you want to lead people, right? Especially many people. You got to come up with massive action, right? Only massive action leads to big results. When I first started the business, I still remember, right? I do about 7 meetings per day. 1-to-1 or 1-to-few, right? With that kind of action. You realize that over time, accumulated, that's how the results you get. But massive is not good enough. Sometimes you realize that you talk about compounding takes time, right? Yes or no? Just like you buy an insurance policy. If you break, you terminate it, you got nothing. Even you put it for 5 years. You got to consistently pay every month. Just like this business, you got to be consistent, right? But some business partner of mine, they tell me, Rayne, I'm also very consistent in terms of my action. Very consistent. 7 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock, I always watch the TV series consistently. Every day. This is also a consistent action, right? 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock, for sure. The TV series, I will just follow. Right? I do it consistently, but how come I never become successful? So consistent word, right? You talk about action. What are the actions for? Action must be aligned to your goals. Actions, if you put in massive action, but they are not aligning to your goal, you will not have desirable results. Some people tell me that I work so hard. I put in so much action, but yet my results are minimum. I don't know about you. Right? I believe that for many of you over here, we are not too big. If you're consistently doing something and not producing results, something is wrong. Agree? You don't have to get someone to tell you, right? Agree? Yes or no? In order for you to have the right result, you have to have the right action repeatedly over time. I know a lot of people here work very hard. Some of the things I hear say today, right, it may be hurting you. You may be thinking that, you are so high up now today. That's why you say all these things. But it's not true. The stage is big enough for everyone. This is not like a corporate life. Only one CEO, you can go up. Every one of you one day could become a $1 million circle members, 5 million circle members, 10, $20 million. Nobody can stop you. The only person that can stop you is yourself. And sky is the limit. In this business, there is no limit. Right? There is really no limit of how much you want to make. Right? It's not about, if today you want to get promoted, sometimes you're capable, you're good, but you do not have connection, you do not get promoted. So if you are under this kind of plan, there's no reason why you cannot become successful, unless you do not want it hard enough. The last point I want to put out, D stands for determination. That is what I mean by unless you do not want it hard enough. Right? I don't know whether you understand for some of the foreign leaders over here, right? This is a direct translation from Chinese. Determination means die, must make it. Understand? You understand? This is a Singaporean English called Singlish. Right? Die, must make it means even if you die, you also must make it. Right? If you haven't make it, you have to wake up. You achieve it, then you die again. So that is my interpretation of die, must make it. So the reason why maybe you haven't make it yet because you haven't died yet. You only laugh. Right? Laugh, want to make it is very tough. Right? But you realize that if you really think that this is a life-changing opportunity, if you really think that this could change your life and your family's life, this is worth doing it. Agree? You could be doing this on part-time. Some of you have got no time. Right? No time meaning that because this is the least priority. That's why there's no time. But I want to share with you again, right? You could be making a lot of money today. Nothing is certainty. Like I shared with you about compounding. As long as you stay long enough in the business, I want to show you my example. This is not to show off how much I make. Right? The reason why I work hard, not because I just want to make money. That's not my intention. The reason I work so hard is to prove that New Skin compensation plan is real. And there's no limited in terms of income potential. And I just want to prove to the world and the people outside, right? When we talk about compounding, when we talk about compounding income, this is real. We are not just talk cheap. No, this is real. My first paycheck was $220 Sing dollars when I first started. Right? On the first month, in fact, a lot of people could have left. In fact, many people have left. Many people joined, but very few people who stayed. From $220, if you are someone that's capable in your industry, you could easily worth more than this. Yes or no? I think like you. I think is it worthwhile for me to do it? Right? I'm a talented guy. I get only $220. But because the reason why I stay in the business, because I fully understand the power of compounding, I stay. From $220, you can never imagine that, right? 2 years and 3 months later, I become $1 million circle members. And I took another 3 years, about 4 months or 5 months, right, to make additional $4 million to become $5 million circle members. And I took another 4 years to make additional $5 million to become $10 million circle members. And I took another 2 years to grow from $10 million account members to become $20 million account members. I don't need your applause. It's not so amazing about me. I'm just working on a plan. Because the plan pays me for what I do. You agree? If I don't do, I don't get it. You agree? The reason why I'm trying to actualize the power of compounding over here is not to show off how much money I make over here. That is never my intention. But if you're looking at the chart, if you know how to draw a chart, this is pretty interesting business model. In traditional, you could be making $20 million. Where is your next 10 million? Where is your next 20 million? You don't know. You could be making the money, but you realize that you got to put in and invest again, right? You could be borrowing more money to make additional 5, 10, or even 100 million. Where is my next 20 million? As long as I stay long enough, the next 20 million will come. You agree? So you don't have to be smart to calculate. You don't have to be smart, good at mathematics, everybody knows. Don't forget, every one of us get old. Any one of you don't get old? Unless you use age lock. This is very true. You look at me, right? You saw my photo? You know, when I was taking the pictures, right, I look back all the photos for the last 10 years. Alamak. How can I be so ugly? Still got people join me. Lucky. But you realize, right, for some of you who knows me old enough, long enough, I look younger and younger and younger. But we cannot change our biological age. We grow old, right? Like what Chua have shared, right? 3 years and 5 years from now, where will you be? We grow old. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you could be a multi-millionaire today, right? 10 or 20 years from now, if you stop producing, being productive in your career or in your business or previous business, do you think you will be as good? No. It's not easy to run a traditional business. The richest Chinese in the world is called Mr. Li Ka-shing. He's from Hong Kong. You know him? You don't know him? You read in the newspaper, right? He has got a nickname called Superman. Li Chao Ren means Superman Li. Right? You know Superman? They wear their underwear outside. Any one of you wear underwear outside? Let me see. So you are not a Superman. Don't pretend to be one. We are just normal people. While we respect people who are successful in the traditional business, people like Bill Gates, people like Li Ka-shing, right? People like this Steve Jobs, these are all great people, great entrepreneurs. But one thing I'm different compared to them. I'm not more successful than them. The one thing that is very different compared me to the rest, my success can be duplicated. Meaning that one day, you could be me. You know, I know for sure I cannot be Bill Gates. There's no way. When I was 3 years old, I think it's possible. When you're 30 years old, you still think that maybe. When you're 40 years old, you know. Because when you are 33 years old, you don't know what is multi-billionaire. You thought billion and million is the same. Right? As you start to go into career, you are making $3,000 per month, $5,000 per month, $10,000 per month. You start to accumulate and you calculate, I can't even buy a property in Singapore. You agree? I'm standing here, it's not to show off. I'm standing here as a testimonial for this business model. And this is just beginning.
With that, I want to close my sharing for today. Thank you for your time.